Okay, so I just want to get the latest now, what's happening on the ground in that conflict. The UK representative of the Libyan Transitional National Council, Guma El-Gamaty, joins me now. Mr. Gamaty, thank you so much for taking the time to come in. So I just wanted to start by getting your reaction to these NATO airstrikes, which have now been confirmed, which have killed members of the opposition.
Yes, it's very unfortunate. Obviously, it looks like a breakdown in communication, but we have to keep things in perspective. The international alliance forces don't have the intention of killing civilians. They are there to protect civilians, but accidents do happen. It's regrettable even if one life is lost or somebody is injured. On the other hand, Gaddafi's forces for the last 6 weeks have had the intent to kill as many civilians as possible by bombarding various Libyan cities and towns. And they have killed over 10,000 Libyan citizens so far.
Did the NATO airstrike compromise your position in Brega? Did Gaddafi forces solidify their hold on the oil terminal after the rebels' retreat?
Not necessarily. I think what happened is that we're still seeing the balance of power and armory is not even at all. So Gaddafi's forces have got very heavy armory, tanks, multi-rocket launchers, heavy artillery, whereas the revolution fighters are very lightly armed. So we will always have that situation, and that's why we are calling for the world to allow the revolution fighters to be armed, better equipped and better armed and able to defend cities and towns like Jdabia, which has got nearly 200,000 population.
Have you made an official request for arms?
I think we have been calling for it, but certain countries are saying that it's the Security Council who has issued a resolution banning export of arms to Libya. So we'll see how that argument develops.
You haven't made an official request for arms or training?
I'm not aware of that, no.
Okay. There have been concerns about arming the rebel fighters, though. We've heard certainly comments coming out of Washington that there simply isn't enough understanding about who the opposition forces are in Libya.
Well, the Interim National Council, which has been set up over 5 weeks ago, is a broad-based council of 33 members representing the various cities in Libya. It has been elected from local councils who send delegates to this national council. It is the best we've had democratically chosen for the last 42 years. We've never enjoyed anything like that under Gaddafi. It's not ideal, but then we are not in ideal situations. We are working in extraordinary situations in Libya. And the whole role of the Transitional Council is just to oversee bringing this revolution to conclusion, removing Gaddafi regime, and then overseeing a transition period. In that transition period, there will be a constitution crafted that will lead to proper elections and hopefully parliamentary and presidential elections that will shape the new future for Libya, the new political future for Libya.
As you say, the council constitutes a number of different members. Is there a dispute over leadership between them?
Not at all. There is no dispute. There are no divisions, although Gaddafi and his propaganda try to play this. There is none of that at all. We are absolutely united and very clear about what we want. We want this regime to be removed because this is a barbaric, tyrannical regime, and Gaddafi and his children and his sons have to leave power as soon as possible to stop the bloodshed.
Sure. I mean, that does certainly seem to be the one thing that they are absolutely in favor of. Everyone is in favor of removing Gaddafi. Everyone is in favor of getting arms from international forces in order to do that. But there are increasing reports and commentary from people on the ground, journalists on the ground, that this is a chaotic and extremely divided administration.
It's not divided. It's probably not very well organized and not very well run because of the extraordinary circumstances in which they operate in. There are security risks, there's logistical risk, there's communication problems, but they are getting better each day. They are getting more organized, and the flow of communication is improving all the time. The international relations with various countries are improving as well, and hopefully we are getting some logistical support from Arab countries like Qatar and the UAE and others. So things will get better.
Is the Al-Qaeda threat real or overblown?
It's not real at all. In fact, it doesn't exist. This is something that Gaddafi used from day one. He accused the people who have demonstrated peacefully in Benghazi and other cities in the east of being manipulated by Al-Qaeda. It is totally unfounded. Gaddafi was scaremongering to the West so that nobody supports the Libyan people in their just revolution.
Sure, but Mr. Gamaty, these comments are not just coming from Gaddafi. We've also heard them from US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton saying that Libya risks becoming a giant Somalia, effectively providing a base to Al-Qaeda.
Well, that's a risk for the future. Obviously, if Gaddafi holds to power and is not dislodged and is not removed, we could move into an unstable situation. Libya might move into what's called a failed state, and that might attract outside forces like Al-Qaeda. But at the moment, we have no Al-Qaeda in Libya. Certainly, Libyans who are fighting on the revolution side have no allegiance or affiliation whatsoever with Al-Qaeda. They are pure nationalist Libyans who've had enough of 42 of tyranny, and they want to get rid of Gaddafi and his sons and realize freedom and democracy as soon as possible.
Mr. Gamaty, you quite rightly point out that every day civilians are being killed. Would you come to an agreement with Colonel Gaddafi if this could be solved diplomatically for the sake of those people?
It is inconceivable and beyond any comprehension that Gaddafi and his sons, who have been killing Libyans en masse intentionally for the last 6 weeks, could be part of any dialogue or any political deal. The whole world is calling for Gaddafi and his sons to leave. Certainly the Libyan peoples will never engage with them. They have blood on their hands. In fact, if anything, they should be brought to a just trial as soon as possible.
Okay, good to get that insight from you. Guma El-Gamaty, UK representative of the Libyan Transitional National Council. Thank you for coming in.